Okay, before I start this review, you know how I put an intro and an outro at the end of my videos, right? I've been using sort of the same intro, just, I mean, it's kind of the same, just with different footage, but the outro I always put as the same. Well, you want to know what I just noticed recently? Look, yeah, you see this? Yeah, I've been using this for 2 years, and as far as I know, I haven't gotten a comment letting me know about this. So I've been stuck with this error in my outro for 2 years, and I am super embarrassed. So luckily, I'm not going to use this outro anymore. I am going to use the same outro, just I'm going to update it. I'm just going to update the words and stuff. So because this is an old intro, I'm using this on a different laptop, so I don't have the footage tip. So I am going to switch this out. I'm gonna get rid of this. So yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't notice this sooner, but don't worry. I remade the outro, so this outro's gone now. So it's gonna be the same with the same background. Just the letters are just gonna look slightly different, and there's gonna be one the. Well, technically two thes. Just yeah, I'm very sorry about that. So, but anyways, I just wanted to bring that out. So on to the video. Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time is going to be on Glass Onion. Now I'm back in my dad's house because we're over for Thanksgiving. So yeah, I have a couple movies to see. But before I get into the review, Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Or I'm doing this after Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving was all right, but yeah, I do have another Black Friday haul planned. So I'm going to try to see how much I can get. So yeah, but anyways, Glass Onion, we follow Benoit Blanc as he returns for another movie, as Knives Out is now a movie franchise. With Glass Onion, it's a spin-off slash sequel, but either way, it's still part of a brand new franchise. In this film, we follow Benoit Blanc as he and a bunch of crew members are invited to a murder mystery party, as it was supposed to be a game of who murdered this one specific person. Turns into a real thing. I mean, a murder happened recently, so basically him and all these others are fully a part of it. So, of course, the game turns into a real thing, as, of course, everybody has to find the clues, or we as the audience have to find the clues of what exactly happened to this one specific character, or actually multiple, because, well, yeah, it's basically another basic murder mystery, but the first Knives Out was fantastic, and that really brought, like, I wouldn't necessarily say a new genre, it's just, that was a very smart whodunit film, and I rewatched it, and it definitely held up. So when I heard a franchise was going to be coming for this entire thing, I was like, okay, I'm not really sure if this is a good idea, but if it's from Rian Johnson, then hopefully it'll work. Because even though Rian Johnson really pissed a lot of people off with Star Wars Last Jedi, I wasn't actually one of those people that was pissed off. It certainly wasn't the best Star Wars movie, but I think there's been worse things that happened in Star Wars. But Rian Johnson definitely won people over with Knives Out, as a lot of people love the movie. Both critics and audiences alike agree that it was a great film. And they're really agreeing on this film as well. And I could definitely say this is almost as good as the first one. This is a sequel that doesn't try to recreate the first movie. It still sort of has the same plot line. I mean, it's still a murder mystery, but it truly is one that has more layers to it, because the title is Glass Onion. It's not just called Glass Onion because the whole thing is taking place in this house that they call Glass Onion. No, it's called that because there are just entire layers to this whole thing, as we see different characters' perspectives, specifically the ones that are more important to the story, as some I feel like are there because, well, one I think is just there just for comedy, is this one girl with a colorful dress or whatever. She has a lot of comedic moments, but yeah, there's specifically this one girl called Andy, She has a major part to this entire thing, as well as a character who's sort of hosting the whole thing. And if I get into it, then obviously spoilers, but I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. Another thing I should probably point out is that this movie is being released on Netflix, but it's also being released in theaters for a week. I really don't see the excuse of just putting it fully theatrically. I mean, the first movie was a big success, and movies are making more money than how much they made during the pandemic. I mean, sure, a lot of movies have bombed this year, but there was a lot of people at my showing. So if Netflix like really does do these like weekly things for their new movies, then maybe it would work a whole lot better instead of just putting their movies straight to Netflix, because Netflix has definitely had a lot of issues going on. But I highly recommend seeing this in a theater if it's playing near you. It's playing in like 600 theaters, I believe, but the experience is fully worth it if you really want that entire murder mystery type feel when you're just in the cinema. And because it's outstanding, this is a really, really fantastically directed film, and the way it's shot with all the lighting and the effects for it. I mean, of course, there isn't that much effects because it's not an action movie. No, this is a straight up like thriller film with some comedy elements mixed in. In fact, it's more on the comedy side than it is an action side, because it's not an action movie. It's not like a James Bond film or anything like that, but it's kind of weird because Daniel Craig played James Bond and he's playing a detective here. But even though he's retired as Bond, it's nice to see him do like other things that involve like detective stuff and who the killer is and stuff. It's a really unique take, and it has so much going for it that it's kind of hard for me to like fully like put the pieces together. And I'm not alone. There are definitely some audience members as well, but it's not entirely complicated. I mean, this movie doesn't have like most of the other characters from the first movie. In fact, the only returning character is Benoit. Yeah, it's not a direct sequel, and you don't need to watch the first movie to fully get this one. No, it's its own different thing, and that's something that most movie franchises don't really do. Is they just, oh, we have questions for you guys, but we'll just save them for another sequel. That's not what they're doing here, because they're making a franchise that is just one movie at a time, and it's doing its own thing. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but with different turns. I think Rian Johnson has a really unique mind when it comes to murder mysteries. I guess one thing I don't really like is how it's 9 minutes longer. I feel like the runtime should be just the same as the first, because I don't know, it's just the one scene where they're just like in the house and like just they could have shaved off 9 minutes, but other than that, this is still a really fantastic film. In the end, guys, I really enjoyed Glass Onion more than I thought I would. I mean, I was hoping I would like it, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as the first film. But I think Rian Johnson has definitely won people over after Last Jedi, showing that he still has talent behind him, especially when it comes to the murder mystery genre, because I think that's what he's going to be best known for from now on. It still has a really creative idea and a lot of like details and hints that I felt really worked for this film to like give you guys ideas of who the killer is. I mean, some people might have already predicted it, but like when they're watching the film, like it is. But I'm not gonna say who it is because, well, I didn't bring up the characters of the movie, at least not the main ones. But the point is, just go into this movie. Don't expect like Knives Out 1.5. No, just expect a different film with a different murder mystery, but with different twists and turns and puzzle pieces that can be put together. As long as you focus on what's going on screen, then you should be fine. But it's not one to, fully like to get fully confused with, because it's going for one simple thing. And I think Rian Johnson has really done it again with this one, and I cannot wait to see what happens with Knives Out 3 or Knives Out, I don't know, Metal Potato. I don't know, that's stupid, but I don't know, but either way, I can't wait to see what he does next, and he really did a great job with this one. It's been a really good year for murder mysteries. I mean, we've had Death on the Nile, the Bob's Burgers movie, and this, I think, by far is the best one this year. So yeah, definitely go out and see it before the week ends. So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. I hope it does make enough money for its week, because yeah, my theater was packed. Like, I don't know if it was it streaming? Is it streaming right now? It might be. I'll check. Yeah, it is streaming now. So that's impressive. The fact that it's streaming right now, but so many people came to the theater to just see it on the big screen. That shows that people still do care. Because the first movie was very successful. It really should have just done a full theatrical release instead of just being a Netflix release film, because it really doesn't make sense in my opinion. But whatever. I hope they do the same thing for Knives Out 3. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be seeing The Fabelmans and Bones and All sometime this week. It's going to be in a couple days, so but it doesn't matter. You're going to see my reviews when you see them. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Or out.